All right, so we are going to be moving into our first lesson, which is simplifying algebraic expressions. So, in this lesson, what we're going to do is learn about the building blocks of algebra. What we're going to do is we're going to break down, we'll simplify expressions. We're going to do that step by step. But I want you to be aware of some of the vocabulary terms that we're going to see throughout this lesson. So the first one is a term. And so remember that a term is going to be a single part of an expression. It's separated by an addition or a subtraction sign. And that could be something like 3x plus 7 or 3x minus 7. 3x and 7 would both be considered a term within that expression. We're going to talk about like terms. And so terms are going to have the same variable. They're going to use the same exponents. And so what happens is something like 2x plus 5x. They both are using the same variable, so they would be considered to be like terms, meaning that they'll go into the same bin. And we'll talk about that more throughout this lesson. We also have coefficient, and coefficient is going to be the numerical part of the term that has a variable. Okay, so if we're talking about 3x, the 3 inside of that term is considered to be the coefficient. We'll have a term that does not have a variable, and if we see that, it's considered to be a constant. So an example would be 8 or -5. But notice that there is no variable attached to either of those terms, okay? Or constants. And then the next one is going to be our simplest form. So what we're going to be doing is we'll be looking at an expression that has no parentheses, and there are no like terms for us to combine. So by doing that, removing it from the parentheses and having no like terms, then it is considered to be in its simplest form. So what are we going to do today? We're going to combine like terms. We're going to use the distributive property. So we're going to talk about that. That's going to help us to expand our expressions. And we'll talk about that as we work through the problems. And then we are also going to talk about expanding our linear expressions. We're going to do that by using that distributive property. So let's go ahead and get started.